This is Julie.
Hey, calendar, what's my morning like?
Julie's about to have a long day.
At 9 a.m., soccer carpool. 9:10, purchase birthday card. 9:05, dry cleaning.
Did you just go backwards?
I'm sorry, I can't fit that question into your schedule. 9:15, cry for a little bit.
For days that won't end, let Schwann's help. With Schwann's, you can get delicious meals that go from freezer to table in minutes, not hours. Ordered, delivered, done. That's homemade easy. Visit today at schwanns.com.
Right now, you can get both Sprint's unlimited plan and the all-new Samsung Galaxy S10 included for just $35 per month per line for 5 lines. All you need is approved credit and an 18-month lease. No trade-in required. Visit a Sprint store, sprint.com, or call 800-SPRINT1.
Phone $15 a month after $22.50 a month. Credit apply within 2 bills. If canceled earlier, remain balance due. Unlimited basic after $630.20. Pay $32 per month per line for 5 lines with auto pay. Data deprioritization during congestion. Speed maximums. Use rules and restrictions apply.
Okay, it looks like we may be back. I'm going to get that chat down so I can see it. Yeah, we are back on.
Cool.
Part 2, we missed it. Yeah. I think we just... Well, we have a 20-minute show, it looks like, for there.
Sorry, guys.
No, you're fine.
No, that's all right. I think I might have to go to my phone here for that. Well, how much time do we have?
I don't know. Probably 15,
we're going to make this
minutes.
part 2. I don't know when it cut off. There was a, we're in the Keys and they have tenuous service interruptions. So it's still all in the family, and what I'll do is I'll put part 1 and part 2 to that.
That's fine.
We don't have to put the music. Do you know how to pin them together?
Yeah, I can pin them together.
Okay, so you're going to have to listen. What?
You just have to give me the raw files, and I'll splice them. They'll show up on your...
They're on Spreaker. You can get the raw file on Spreaker.
No, I'll get them off you.
Oh, you're going to pin it together now?
No.
Oh, so I'll just send it to you? I'll just copy it and send it to you?
Just copy it and send it to me, or tomorrow I'll have all my stuff with me.
I'm not doing the bitching anymore, like when I'm getting all angst about it, because everyone does lose out, stuff like that. And I just gave a 10-minute dissertation. I don't know how much. So it's 18 minutes. I think we had about 18, 17 minutes.
Well, that's probably about right, because we're at about 18 minutes now, so we might just have a quick little drive.
I think we start out. Okay. Well, I apologize. We're coming back. It's like apologizing for a lightning bolt hitting you. What the fuck are you going to do about it? So we were talking about Asheville, how it's changing so much. Why did they come? People are coming back to cities to go into. There's these seas of places.
Well, they got UNC Asheville up there, and a couple other big schools. They've also got the big Billy Graham seminary thing.
Oh yeah, and they're really big on hippie stuff.
Well,
I know
that's outside of Asheville.
Yeah.
Those guys don't go into town much, I don't think.
Oh, they do. They do. They go in there to have closeted gay sex. And come on, do you remember that guy from the Family Council and stuff like that?
There you go.
The one that did all the anti-gay conversion camps, and he turned to Haggard. Haggard was his name.
Yeah.
Ted Haggard. Oh, what a guy. And you looked at him and go, guy.
And the thing is, Billy Graham's the only one that really didn't get caught up in all the scandals. He might be one of those guys that really just does it and toes the line.
You know what? He didn't get caught in those scandals and stuff like that. But from what I understand, some of the way the kids told him, he was very dismissive of his family when he was doing his crusade. They call it his crusade.
Yeah.
And they said he wasn't very warm, and he was very judgmental about them and cold to him.
Well, that's what he was preaching.
No, but I mean, and I'm not this way with my beautiful family there. I try to be as upbeat with them. But some people have a tendency to shine more when they're in front of an audience and put out that outer shell of bullshit.
Yep.
I'm sorry, it's ill to speak of the dead, but you know what? If your parents, if you're Billy Graham and your kids are talking shit about you, then you did something wrong.
Yeah, no.
And there's other guys, and they go in there, and they go drinking, and they come home and beat the shit out their kids, and there's women out there that bring their biker boyfriends home or their banker boyfriend home, whatever. I cover both sides of it, you know, and they come home and they're fucking abusive as shit. There's a whole different, and abusive women too, tons of abusive women, and there's nobody immune to that. But I didn't want to get on the negative and stuff like that. What was the point of that? We were talking about, the colleges outside of Asheville and stuff like that. But I think it was because of the beautiful setting. You probably had people coming in and started doing like landscapes. It's a beautiful setting. I'm going to write some songs here.
Fucking jewelry.
What's wrong with that? You never had screwed around with hippie girls?
No, fuck no. They smell like patchouli oil.
You know what? If you're in a shower, you get in a shower with a hippie girl.
If I could,
they're both using soap, and you're clean, man. I used to say they're free love, man.
I was just going to say, don't grow up to be miserable old men. Stay as lovely as you are now.
Are you talking about us? What do you say? Say, come over here.
I'm a grumpy
old
bastard.
Hey, we have someone that's known me for, I think almost since I've been down here.
Like 10 years.
And Christy Sheehan. And from Delaware. Can I say it?
Well, you did.
Yeah. But we were at Gilbert's. No, I was at the Encore the first time.
No, it was Gilbert's.
No, it was Encore because you were wearing that striped shirt. You were wearing that shirt that looked like you were in the French Navy or something like that. It was a blue and white French shirt. Beautiful woman. Married woman, and I'm friends with her husband too, who's a wonderful guy, Dave. And I believe that, you become acquaintances with people, but you can become friends too because you ask probing questions, stuff like that. And I'm hanging out with you while you're drinking because I'm there. I'm there at the place I work, and I choose to talk to you guys because I can just go and ignore and stuff like that. But I'm not.
But you'd really be missing out.
I did miss that. You were fun. I really enjoy it. I really enjoy talking to you. And we're from this. It doesn't matter that we're from similar areas and stuff like that. I don't care if you were from Alaska. I think I would have. Not that I would have anything against anybody in Fairbanks, Alaska, or Nome. You know what? I think that would be a good audience for us. The cold northern regions probably be a good one. But you've always been upbeat every time I've seen you. But you met me when I was sober for about. You've
been sober for quite a while at that point.
At that point, yeah, a couple years. But was I much different than I am now?
Well, you're getting, back into the swing of things.
No, but my personality.
No, you're very similar. You're still really nice.
Yeah, okay. Well, come in. Say that.
I
know you got to work. Okay.
No, I was just saying, stay as wonderful as you are now and don't grow into grumpy old men.
I know that's code for there's a bunch of fucking grumpy old men around.
I'm already a grumpy old man. What are you
don't use it as a...
But let me go charm them.
Being cantankerous is not a way to charm somebody. You know that? Man or woman.
There you go.
I mean, you could do it in a charming way, maybe. Could you?
I don't mind growing up to be a grumpy old bastard.
Well, I like being a smart-ass bastard. Like a Johnny Knoxville pretending to be... Oh, come on, you know what I mean. Being somewhat healthy and being able to... Kathy... I'm going to say hi to Kathy, too. She's heading over to England. She hasn't been over there. Is she? She's going to be getting on the plane with her family. Patrick, Molly, and Dane. They're getting on the plane in 2 hours. They may be at the airport right now. And Kathy, maybe you'll listen to the show. And Kathy's the owner of the...
Go better.
Yep. And Kathy owns The Catch with her partner Paige, and I work there. And besides, I know it doesn't sound right to say this, but besides being a great boss, she's also a great friend of mine. And I hope she has a really great time. She hasn't been home in 9 years.
Oh, good.
9 years. But that we did talk about North Carolina. We talked about leaving. Just think of the dynamics of the change historically. When people came here pre-World War I. Mm-hmm. You came here pre-World War I. I'm sure a lot of people after World War II. You never went fucking home. You never saw your home again.
You came via boat.
You came via boat, yeah. Unless you're like a wealthy person and you came across on the Zeppelin or one of those Boeing sleepers, those.
You're talking about U.S. I
seaplane.
thought you meant down here in the Keys.
No, I'm talking coming over to U.S.
Okay.
And when you came over to the United States, when you traveled over here, you never saw your family again. World War I, you didn't even talk to them on the phone because the transatlantic cable wasn't. I don't think it was laid then. It may have. I think that was in the 20s or 30s. And I know President Roosevelt and Prime Minister Churchill, two great men.
Grumpy old
Patriots.
bastard.
Grumpy old Well, Churchill was more of a curmudgeon. Roosevelt, for being a guy stuck in a wheelchair, was a party dog, man. Oh my God, he was a. Churchill was a little more a one-woman man. Roosevelt confined to a wheelchair. Holy shit! He was like Stephen Hawkins on crack. Do you know what I'm saying? It's just like Stephen Hawkins. If you saw that Theory of Everything.
Yeah. Have you ever seen him do the Monty Python Universe song?
No.
It's fantastic.
I'm gonna Google it. I'm gonna Google it. Now I suggest if Bill said it's fantastic, I imagine.
He is a huge...
If you want to talk about something else to make you happy, if you're feeling down, Google the parody song. It's the full video without the music of Dancing in the Street with David Bowie and Mick Jagger without the music, and I think it's some dudes doing their just spoken words, and it's kind of weak, but it's hilarious. Just watching it. But yeah, there's a whole bit. You know what? There's a lot of worse things you can do on the internet and in life than watch something funny that makes you laugh.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and laughter is the best.
YouTube is the worst goddamn time sink. I'll hop on there to learn a song or something. Just look, Cody says,
waste of time.
No, listen.
Okay.
Hear me out. Cody will say, hey, I want to do this new song. I go, okay, let me listen to it, make sure I got it down. So I'll go and listen to it. Next thing I know, it's like 4.5 hours later, I've been watching stupid fucking videos for 4.5 hours.
Yeah.
Next thing I know, I roll back going, what the hell song was I supposed to be learning?
Okay.
Happens all the time with YouTube.
Okay, well, I can see that point. If it's taking you away from your destination, and your destination is knowledge.
Yeah, no, you see something on the sidebar, and you're like, oh, let me click that. That looks fun. And next thing you know, it's 4.5 hours later, and you're like, damn, what was I on here for?
Oh, okay. Well, that's fucking right.
Yeah.
Okay, and you know what?
It's funny as hell.
Listen, Bill and I had a little discussion before. I understand everyone interferes with each other's elections. I fucking understand that.
I know. That's
no, but when they started,
that's what I don't get. Why didn't he just come out and say, hey, you tried to fuck with us, we fucked with everybody else, they fucked with everybody else, everybody fucks with everybody else. Why don't you just say, hey, you tried to fuck with our shit?
Stop doing it.
Don't do it.
Stop doing it.
Or at least
and you know what? I disagree with how friendly he's been with him, how he sucked his dick, how he's sucking Putin's dick. But he could have just said, they got us this time. And not even mention collusion or not. Because you know what? That's going to be solved whatever's going to happen. It'll come out with the laundry. The laundry will be washed out. And because he said that, the Republicans aren't going to try to kill that investigation. He should have kept his mouth shut. He should have kept it straight up. He should have said to Putin, if he was smart enough, he would have said, this is what, if I was devious, I would have said, listen, I'm going to appear strong, you're going to appear strong. We're going to be serious. I'm not going to do anything that I won't give you a heads up on.
Yeah.
If you want to be complicit. But he was overtly complicit. The only thing more complicit he could have been if he went over to Putin, and if we had a zipper sound, it was zip, and then and like that, right there in front of everyone.
Yeah.
Right there in front of everyone. And you know how bad it is.
Yeah, I mean, I don't...
When all Fox Network blew up, everyone except Sean Hannity, who of course sucks Donald Trump's dick all the time.
Jim knows me. I am...
You're a libertarian.
I am pretty much very conservative libertarian.
Yeah.
Which kind of makes me have lots of joy at what Trump does about tearing everybody down.
Yeah.
But he did that. I'm like, dude, you fucked the pooch so bad, you might as well got the goat out in the middle of Red Square and started banging it.
Well, I mean, I think pretty much what they, I think what happened, people saw, like, and if I was I was a Republican, I'd say, you know what, it's probably bullshit. They don't have anything on them and stuff like that.
Exactly.
And the only reason, he put doubt in their heads going, holy shit, you went into a conference with him, you didn't bring anybody in to record it, so he's coming in to say, listen, do you want to see the girls peeing on you? Or maybe they have him being penetrated by a strap-on dildo. Or, putting on a pig face and stuff like that.
The thing is, if he went in like he went in with Britt and May and went, fuck you all, okay, this is how we're going to do it, da-da-da-da-da. If he'd come in with...
But he did, and the other screwy thing he said, when he said Europe was our foe, I'm not a businessman, but I'm more of a businessman than he is. He's a real estate guy. That's not the same. There are economic competitors.
Yeah.
That's all you have to say. Throw economic. There are economic competitors. And you know what? Russia isn't our economic competitors. You know where they are in the world?
Oh, dude.
They're behind Italy.
They're
behind Italy. You know where our competitors are? China, Japan, European Union. And our allies and our close allies and stuff like that. And whether you believe it or not, are Canada and Mexico.
Yeah. If he'd gone in and beat up and done the same thing he did in Britain and the EU, I've been fine with that. It's like, yes, that's what he fucking does.
He should have done that friendly. He goes, listen, we're not going to get along. I know you want to. Let's make it look. No, I mean, even if he wanted to be disingenuous, if he wanted to be disingenuous, a lie. But he made it so apparent. I mean, it almost makes me think that Putin's stupid. Because Putin, you know why? Because Putin had to walk back one of Trump's statements. I remember the statement that Putin had to go and say, well, I mean, he had to be stronger anti-Russian than Trump was.
Yeah, I know.
On that, and they go, wow. He goes, oh, I didn't intend for this to play so well. And there's people in Russia, commentators in Russia, they're open press, which is very fucking dangerous to be open press. And you know what? We couldn't have. You know what? If you and I were in
we wouldn't be
Vladivostok, we'd be fucking.
We wouldn't be doing this shit.
Oh, we'd
have GRU sitting.
Yeah, they'd be sitting there. We'd be dead. I mean, they killed reporters in front of the Kremlin.
Oh yeah.
Holy shit.
I'm still not convinced that's GRU. I'm still thinking that's Russian mob, which is probably about the same thing.
Well, okay. I was involved with a little Russian background, Russian intelligence background. What happened after the fall was a lot of the state-owned companies got divvied up to the party faithful, and they positioned themselves. That's the reason why how many fucking former intelligence officers are worth $80 billion? They purportedly what Putin's one of the wealthiest guys in the world from stealing it, from fucking stealing it and stuff like that. And you know what? If you're Putin, that's got to be a wonderful thing. I couldn't fucking understand it. I wouldn't want anybody to walk up to me and only say hello to me because they're terrified of not saying hello. Yeah. Imagine that. Imagine being. And you know what? I'm enough talking about that thing. I'll talk, and Luke will go way off bounds, and we won't. I won't be able to stop him.
Probably not.
You know, I won't be able to stop him. But let's go on to the second thing then. Imagine being that fucking guy, and we've seen him out there. Someone who's big in the community, and all they are is fucking slash and burn. It could be left or right, either way. You're so well off. You're so fucking well off. And I think Elon Musk is kind of going off the rails like that. And he's more of a left. He's more like me.
Yeah, he's
more like me.
He's a crazy-ass socialist.
Don't go fucking off the rails. I call him more of a agrarian, kind of almost like crazy thing. But and there's wonderful people, ideally, philosophically like that. But those people, I'm talking about those people that are willing to say, this is how the Machiavellian, better to be feared than loved.
Exactly. I'm okay with it.
Holy shit. You don't want to be feared?
No.
What?
I don't want to be feared.
Oh, I want to be loved.
Don't fuck. No, I don't even want to be loved. Just don't fuck with me.
Well,
I don't care who you are.
Okay, look at this. I want to be loved so much. If you don't love me, I'm going to fucking kill you.
Take
that from another Machiavellian thing.
Now we're right back to the
circle. From his,
yeah, now we're right back to the mob.
No. I want to be such, like, say, a principled love. I have my principles. You can be who you are. Don't be a douchebag. I have a friend of mine. Okay, listen to this. They came into the bar. And I'm going to have to talk to him about this. And he's usually very stable.
Never going to convince anybody to change their mind on politics or behavior.
I'm not talking about his politics or behavior. I'm talking about his friend's politics and behavior. He was suggesting this person be a good person to come on the air with us.
Oh. Yeah,
okay?
maybe
and
not.
The person was here. And I'll tell you, Bill, I respect your views. I respect your disagreements and stuff like that. You state in such a cogent and sane way. I love that. I love my friends like that. My buddy Ed comes in, Ed Carboni, who's an author. He has it, and he gets excited about it sometimes, but he's not a douchebag about it. He's not evil about it.
Well, what I like about Ed, he's got the basic same mind frame as I have. This is what I think. You can think whatever you want. This is what I think. You want me to share it? That's fine.
No, but yeah, I'm kind of like you with the philosophy of sharing it.
Yeah, you want to tell me that? That's great. I might disagree with you. I might not.
I'm not gonna.
But I'm not gonna smack you down and call you an idiot because that's what you think.
That's right. Unless you start calling other people idiots for the sake of believing that.
A little bit.
Well, I mean, you don't know where they're coming from necessarily. Then, if they're doing it with an evil, self-serving intent, you and Ed actually believe that's the right way to do it, and it makes a better world. That's your end. That's your end story, right?
Yes, we're still going. Oh, yes, I could probably use beer.
Still going in always.
Yeah, we probably use a couple Bud Lights.
Thank you, Christy. So, I wouldn't have. I don't have a problem. Well, wait, we got. See, we're talking about fucking beer, and we got sidetracked. It's a core belief of yours that what would make a better world, and Ed's would make a better world, is what I think. And it's not a better world because it makes other people worse off. It doesn't raise you above or drop anyone below. It's easy for accept. That's a magnanimous thought process, and I cannot change that thought process.
Nobody's better, nobody's worse.
Yes, and my thought process.
If you want to be stupid, then I'll make fun of you.
No, but we're thinking about raising all boats, right? Yeah. The rising tides raises all fucking boats.
You are very welcome.
You know, like the way I feel like when women being treated equal and all that stuff. Just like you're libertarian. It's funny, being a conservative libertarian, you're very open to the freedoms for women and stuff like that.
Exactly, man. We don't care who you are, what you want to do. If you can fucking do it, do it.
Okay, let me explain this positive. Yeah. I was talking about this movie called The Miracle of Santa Ana, Spike Lee movie. I had a problem with the movie. I love Spike Lee because he directed the movie, but he fucked it up so hard at the end doing his stuff where I understand do the right thing and all that stuff when he did it because he's talking about racism and all that stuff. But this is Miracle of Santa Ana, was supposed to be based on a somewhat loosely attached to a real story. At the end, he turned into kind of weird thing where he talked about a thing at the end. I didn't like that part, not because of the message, because the movie was so different before that, and it made it weird. Well, the guy that they brought, that they thought would be good on the air, he goes, well, we didn't breed them to be smart.
No.
The most racist shit, and he said like this, I'm not going to have a racist. I'm not going to have a racist on the show. You know, what does racism speak to you? What does it say to you when someone's a racist?
A bunch of ignorant motherfuckers.
What do they feel about themselves? They feel like they don't like themselves.
No, I don't.
You can't love yourself. You can't love yourself unless you can love other people. You know, that's it. You got to feel bad about a group of people. I feel great about myself. Now, not maybe situation. I would like to, you know what, I'd be loving if you and I were both wealthy. I would love to disagree on this stuff like that. You know what? Fucking guys disagreed all the time. They were who are those critics?
Right, Siskel and Ebert.
They disagreed. There were guys on 60 Minutes that disagreed all the time.
Okay, we'll go back to 1774, 1775. Those guys used to have knockdown.
Oh, they hated each other.
Fist fights.
And they respected each other.
What?
They respected each other. I mean, did you see John Adams?
Mm-hmm.
John Adams, and he's sitting there, and they're talking, and they're going like this, and they thought through it, and they thought through that. You think through the logic of it. What's the intentions does this person have? And Paul Giamatti, was he so fucking good when the way he translated, or I don't know if it's, hey, who knows if John Adams was that way. But the way he channeled it, the way on his face, you think like he's so passionate about it, and then he goes, and he just sucks it in, and he goes, and he tries to explain it to him and stuff like that. And Thomas Jefferson was so removed from it and almost like antisocial, but brilliant, and a slave owner, but with eternal turmoil, saying, well, no, but liberty is, he knew that liberty meant liberty for all. And they go like this, and this is the way the situation is now and all that. And it was horrible. And the people have those discussions. We don't have those discussions anymore.
Oh, hell no. It's all, everybody gets programmed by MSN or Fox or whatever. And
I think I would fucking love it if you and I were in Congress together and we were on the other side of the aisles and to just sit there and talk. Well, we're going to fucking talk. This is my reasoning. And I trust, and when you trust in the ability, and I saw today, and I had fear for months and months. But when the Republicans all lined up, and even Mitch McConnell and Paul Ryan came up and said, the Russians are our adversary, they are not going to meddle with our election, we do not agree with that, and this is, and we're talking to our allies, we are your allies, no matter who, and they didn't even mention his name. And you know what happened right before we left? Donald Trump had to go and read off the paper. He was reading off a paper explaining, oh, well, I made a mistake, and stuff like that. I made a mistake. Instead of would, I should have said wouldn't, and stuff like that. But he said exactly what he meant at that time. But the Republicans, I'll tell you something like that. They re-inspired me. Peter King was a firebrand under Obama and stuff like that. Peter King came up, a congressman from there, and he said it was disgraceful. And another guy from Pennsylvania, a Republican congressman, said it was disgraceful. Not because he was criticizing Trump, to show that they can put a country over party. Yeah. Once we lose the sight of putting country over party, I think we're ready to do it. And you know what? In 2018, 2020, we got to remember that the middle is where we live. The middle is where we fucking live. There's no left and right. The left and extremism of the left and right. We are a country of the middle, and the reason why the middle works is because people have different ideas.
Yeah, see, but we're not getting any middle now. Everybody is getting so polarized.
No, it convinced me. Oh no, not everyone. Not everyone. A lot of people say, you know what? They rethink George Bush. They rethink Clinton. Republicans, no, and
I like Clinton.
I know, and they're rethinking Obama. They're saying he didn't do that, and they're rethinking Reagan. And when Reagan said, "Watch out for the," I'm rethinking Reagan. I'm rethinking Nixon.
I worship him.
Nixon, who was a fucking. Now he went to win the election, but he didn't win the election with help of a foreign power. Okay, this guy is.
The thing with Nixon, he would have won the fucking election.
I know, he would have won the election anyway, and I apologize. And he was such a brilliant negotiator. He was a brilliant mind. But one of the greatest presidents. I'll pick him. You won't be surprised. I said this before. Dwight D. Eisenhower. Who was? You know who he was? The closest president to modern times of Dwight D. Eisenhower. Bill Clinton.
Probably.
Bill Clinton. I mean, without the military service and stuff like that. But Dwight D. Eisenhower was such a level-headed man. Such a fucking level-headed man. And we got to go back to that. And we've got to go back to this thing where we got to say, I mean, I understand. If we go too far, in the last election, in the primaries, you know who I voted for? Guess who I voted for. I didn't vote for her.
Sanders?
Yes. Yeah. And I felt bad because you know what? I was a Bill supporter. But I realized she was tainted. I was tainted she wasn't tainted because of the things she did, any different than anybody else. And I know Sanders probably did other things because Sanders didn't have that baggage. So I went there. But when it came on, that when it was over, I voted for her. And I would have been happy with her because I knew she wouldn't have turned it over and stuff like that. And you know what? In the end, she may have lost, and Mitt Romney someone else may have came up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But you know what? There's a whole bunch of guys. And they're on the left and the right. On the left, it's going to be the extremists going, we're going to fucking do all this stuff when he come out and stuff like that. Don't fucking do that. We got to get back to this, where we were most successful.
Who's the crazy one from California?
Well, we can't get rid of him right now because we're going to get him out of office, I think.
I don't know. You got a whole bunch of flyover states that don't agree with him.
There's too many chances that he could, melt down. The guy has no... Even... I hate Pence. I don't believe he's a Christian at all. I know he's not a Christian. I believe he'd do whatever he can. He has his power base. I'll do whatever he can, whatever he say to stay in power and stuff like that. Just impeach. This is where I go. I go in there and have a general thing and say, listen, this is what we do. We get rid of him. We got a power-sharing caretaker government, half and half. Power-sharing area. Take General Mattis. Even Pompeo. Yeah. Keep them together.
See, now you're rewriting the Constitution.
No, you know why? You don't have to, because once you impeach Trump, you can nominate anybody. I would take Jeff Flake, Bob Cornyn. You can't take John McCain for only one reason, because he won't last. But John McCain would be my number one choice. I would be the arbiter. Make him the arbiter of the in the short term. Say, John McCain, and you know what? Democrats agree to him. Say, John McCain, you be the arbiter and do this. Get your 60 together. Get your 30 Republican congressmen. Save the Republican Party. Save it, because you need a two-party system.
No, you don't.
What do you mean, multi-party?
Multi-party.
But then you have to get
Then you have to get a coalition.
Oh, coalition. Okay, well, I can be made to understand that, but we can't do that now. No. You can't do that right now. I'd say go and do it. We'll give it 50-50. Give the presidency back to a Republican for the remainder of the term. Do a general election and knock out any interference. Start getting our elections together like the British do, 30 days before.
There you go.
Let's get it ready. And let's get it, you know what? We actually have we did about 49, 50 minutes right now.
Did we? Yes, we have. I got to go.
I know, you got to go. This is Jim the Keys bartender. I'm here with Bill Wissinger. Say hi, Bill.
Thank you, guys. We appreciate it. Thank you for listening. We will see you tomorrow night. And I guess Luke's going to come by a little bit later. And we're going to try to do, Jim and him are going to try to do another show. So, should be a good time. Thank you all. We appreciate you listening. We'll catch you next time.
I'm going to be turning up the music right now. I'm sorry. And say hello to my beautiful wife and my daughter and my... I just turned it down. My beautiful white daughter and all that stuff. I know we're playing in the background. I'm sorry. I'm playing the music. I love you guys. Bye.
Okay, you go to work.
This is Julie.
Hey, calendar, what's my morning like?
Julie's about to have a long day.
At 9 a.m., soccer carpool. 9:10, purchase birthday card. 9:05, dry cleaning.
Did you just go backwards?
I'm sorry, I can't fit that question into your schedule. 9:15, cry for a little bit.
For days that won't end, let Schwann's help. With Schwann's, you can get delicious meals that go from freezer to table in minutes, not hours. Ordered, delivered, done. That's homemade easy. Visit today at schwanns.com.
Right now, you can get both Sprint's unlimited plan and the all-new Samsung Galaxy S10 included for just $35 per month per line for 5 lines. All you need is approved credit and an 18-month lease. No trade-in required. Visit a Sprint store, sprint.com, or call 800-SPRINT-1.
Phone $15 a month after $22.50 a month. Credit apply within 2 bills. If canceled earlier, remain a balance due. Unlimited basic after $630.20. Pay $32 per month per line for 5 lines with auto pay. Data deprioritization during congestion. Speed maximums. Use rules and restrictions apply.